Good morning. Thanks for coming and thank you for tuning in this morning's lecture. So this morning come to my mind is the concept of God. How about it? Every religion in the world talk about God. Does thou believe in God? I heard there is a question last week in this room. Talk about, does thou believe in God? Yes, we do. So making collections, we do believe in God. In Daoism, the Tao is the highest belief. Tao means the principle, the way, the truth, the pathway. Okay? So everything that universal principle of heaven, principle of mankind, principle of earth, and that principle that all heaven and earth and mankind agree with, endured with, praise with it, and love to follow with, those kind of principle we call the Tao. So more than 5,000 years Daoism was from the very beginning through the principle, philosophy, theory, into about 1,500 years ago, it became a religion, practice. So in order to promote in the religion, or Daoism, the philosophy, and every religion, to promote religion, they make a belief, make it immortalize it. So make this all kind of God out. You can see that, okay? So Taoism through the promotion of 5,000 years, and we also immortalize it, different thing. So in Taoism, God is not just the God concept. God has the two concepts. One called Shen, S-H-E-N. One called Xian, X-I-A-N. Shen means the one come from the sky down to the earth. That's called Shen. Xian means what? The one from the earth ascending up there. That's called Xian. So this type of two people, two kind of super being together, we call Shen, Xian. One is the Shen, one is the Xian. Shen and Xian together in the translation, the most close can translate it to Western language, we call it Daoist God. Okay? But there is no such word God to comparable or try to make connection with Western God's concept. So let me explain you why. Okay, the Shen, the spirit, the God, the most free, carefree, most powerful super being, super energy in the universe. They go beyond the limitation of heaven, earth, and mankind, and society, and the nature. They're free above everything. They are the symbol of perfection. The most perfect, most beauty, and most powerful, that kind of called the ultimate beauty. That is, we call Shen, S-H-E-N. And that is translated to many religions. They call it different kind of God. For example, Buddhism, we call the highest God called Buddha. They have different type of ranking as well. Alright, so the Catholic in here we call God, right? And Christian we can call it Christ. Alright, so we have a different type and honor in Islam, right? So we have different type of God system as well, to speaking. So in Daoism, you believe the one from above representing the ultimate perfection, that is called Shen, S-H-E-N, a super being, or super being from heaven. The second kind of super being is from the earth ascending. This type of people is like people like you and me, like people and you and me, cultivating perfection of humanity, and that translates to 德, D-E, or virtue. We call it perfection of the virtue. We're cultivating virtue. What virtues mean? Humanity. So we are human. What is the law and principle of social, of living, of productive, right? So we all promoting in Daoism, promoting conscience, mercies, and forgiven. These three are called three treasures of Tao, or three treasures of humanity. So when human cultivating a virtue which is make our son, why is that? Because in Taoism belief, every human being is a descendant of sun from the sky. Okay, we are the descendant of the sky. Okay, so sun is descending inside our body, that representing the most perfection of humanity that live inside us. That's called original spirit. And that original spirit is guiding our human through the life journey to cultivating the perfection that connected with people from the sky. Right? So we are able to cultivating and producing the ability to ascending into sky. So that's one major part of the human, cultivating virtue so we can be as perfect as the people from sky, called Shen. That's one part. Second, our human is descendant from the sky, and then we cultivating the virtue, and then we also need cultivating something very important. If E.T. fall off the sky and broke in the spaceship, then we need to fix the spaceship. So how do we fix the spaceship? How do we live our life journey on this planet without breaking the relationship between people and people, people and heaven, people and earth? This is called living philosophy, living principle. As a humanity, we cultivating that relationship between mankind and nature, mankind with a way of living that not destructing the relationship and love between the man and heaven and earth, which means do not break the relationship between our ordinary material human and Shen, people from the sky. So you don't break the relationship. How do we not break the relationship? And Daoism say, our mission on this earth is to cultivating ability so we can become the super being that beyond the ordinary human being. So we have ability to ascend it into the sky and to become that Shen, right? So this type of human being, we're giving a name called Xian, X-I-A-N, Xian. Xian translates to immortal. What's called immortal? Immortal means the person who can live forever. Perfecting after your life journey come to the end, your feather lies like a bird's feather, just fly into the sky. All our body vanish, discharge, vanish, and then our perfection spirit inside that can connect it with perfect people from the sky, connect it, become one, so we can like a dust, like a feather, ascending into the sky and become what? The God that everybody believes in. Alright, so there is a Shen, there is what? Xian, the speaking. Alright, so in Taoism believe that because what? Xian representing everybody, every human being, deep subconscious wish. All the people in this subconsciously all wish to be most ultimate perfection. Isn't it? Perfect of every way, can be the kind of the people from the sky. Perfect. No worry about living, no fear about dying, not have to worry about what's going to happen right after death. Okay? Not subject the fear of this journey, having fight for the survival, making enough money, struggle on the relationship, right? Getting business going, right? And worried about sickness. Is that right? So there's a lot of human being worry, and constantly losing control, right? With people fight, all life is fighting, taking control of their life. But in reality, so many people are fear of losing control. And in fact, it is losing control, because a human being try to take control. The more you try, the more you lose it. Why is that? Look around our human life. We are one step, backtrack further and further away from the connecting with people from sky, from the God, right? We get closer because what? In order to become the people from the sky, to become Xian or immortal, we have to cultivating three things. One is called what? The spirit, right? Spirit, cultivating the same quality like the people from sky, like the God. Everybody call it. So we have to cultivate the perfection of our virtue, called it ultimate grand virtue. Prime virtue. And prime virtue, it is extremely challenge for human to cultivate it. That's one. Okay. Number two, the people must cultivate the ability to live a healthy longevity and ultimate longevity, like 300, 500 years old. You say, impossible. Today, most people live to the 70, 80 years old, right? But humans' supposed original ability should be lived to the 120 years old, right? 120 years old. That you can call it perfection of being ordinary human being, live to the 120 years old. But perfection does not representing ultimate perfection of human. Then live healthy longevity, add one more word behind, forever. Whew. That is a challenge for most people to do. So what do we do to destructing this cultivation? We're fighting for survival. We work really hard. We temptating by all the desire in life, and we follow the opposite of the Sun and Xian, called demon, evil, negative, yin energy, right? That we can label whatever we want to. The opposite of perfection, we call it yin. All people naming the opposite of God called demon, right? Evil, right? Does a human have all type of the laboring skill? You know, we're laboring every single minute. We're laboring how we felt, everything. Okay, so the human being down in the fact, in the wish of taking control of our life, and we actually losing control of single minutes due to the ultimate desire for taking control, ultimate desire to be perfect human, having a lot of money, lots of women, lots of power. Okay, that's a mankind's wish. Mankind's wish. So it's called ultimate desire, destructive from ultimate perfection from the sky, right? That's what we're destructing from another way. right? The third, cultivating human being, cultivating in order to ascend into heaven, is to find a connection, refining this connection between ordinary human and the what? People from sky. How do you find this ability to connect them? And this have been missing teaching from the world for more than 2,000 years already. Okay? How does our human, they're able to cultivating the physical, internal, spiritual ability to be able to ascend into heaven without help from any UFO, without help from any angel, right? Without help from the people from the sky and take you away. Can we do it ourselves? Remember, God only two kinds. One is descendant, one is ascendant. Did not say anyone can become God by a big invisible 5 finger and pick you up. Right? So Taoism believing two kinds of God, right? One is descendant, one is ascendant. So here we go. The people who are able to understand these three things, cultivating their virtue, prime virtue, okay? Cultivating the perfection of their material life, the cultivating ability to reconnect with spirit and their body. So they utilize this three ability through internal alchemy practice. 5,000 years Daoism cultivation have found the technique, method, philosophical theory together to cultivating through we call alchemy, internal alchemy, not from external but internal alchemy, to transforming our physical body from the material physical body to the super physical, super spiritual body. So we're able to dispose our physical level. So then what? Allow internal spirit able to ascending into heaven. In Taoism belief, every human being has ability of God inside us. So in other words, in Taoism belief that every human being are descendant of God. Okay, we are all from the sky. We are the descendant of sky. Okay, we are the sky people. Okay, different is we just still wear different kind of uniform. Looks different. We look different colors, speak different tone, eat different thing. Okay, we believe in different thing. So we are all God. Okay, we are all. So God is like an imprint inside your body. Inside your body, just like the people who check in the hotel for a night and tomorrow checking out. Okay, so spirits always what? At the journey of beginning, imprint into your body. At the end of your life journey, with so-called death, then the spirit is what? Ascending away, invisibly, you can't see. Okay, so listen. So if you follow this understanding, Taoism has billions of God. Right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Billions of God. Every human being. So Taoism believes three things based on belief in the concept of Tao. The principle, the way, the truth. Okay? Based on the highest belief of this Tao. Based on the what? The Tao. So we have three beliefs. Number one, all things has a form, has a God. And all things has a form, has a Tao. If there is a Tao, Tao immortalized, there is a God. Right? So we have to immortalize our philosophical belief and theory into something that a human can believe, can understand. Right? Everything has a form, has a God. So heaven, has a form, God. Earth has a form, earth, God. Right? You got it? Mountain, see that? Has a God. Water, God. You see, the nature is God. Everything has a form. Have a God. Because every form is the transformation of the Tao. It's a creation of the Tao. It's because the principle, the wholeness universe, that humans such a limit understanding about, we call it Tao. So you see, the sun has what?
A God.
The God of the sun, the moon of the God, star has a God, right? And so all things has a form, has a Tao, therefore has a God. So we need to understand the concept, right? So just like every religion believe there is a highest creator, right? We don't know what creator means, so we create an image, a concept, make it immortalize it. So now you have somebody that human can connect with. That's what we call God. So Taoism first thing believe all things have form, has a God. Do you get it? Okay, that's number one. Number one. Okay. Second, Taoism believe all things has life, has a Tao. Because what? All the living thing, all thing that has a life is a creation of universal principle. Okay? The perfection of universal principle create life. Create life. So all things have life is a transformation of the Tao. So therefore, you got what? The God protecting life. God's protecting life. The God behind me here, see? I stand in front of this God, God of North. He's the northern sky in charge of the water. He can protecting life. You need water, don't you? Water create 10,000 things. All life come from water. See? That God protecting and in charging the water of the whole universe. Now you get it? How about animal? Animals are very innocent. He can't hate you back. He can't fight you back when you aiming the arrow, shoot at them. Right? The flower has a God too, but flower can what? Fight back. You pick the flower, you break it for your own personal desire. Right? Here we go. So, all things has God. Alone they can be very innocent, very weak. But in the mystical universe, there is a being, there is a super being that oversees and protecting them according to yin-yang principle, protecting you, award you, or punishing you. Do you get it? So therefore, Taoism understand that. That's why in Taoism believe we never take life. That's the reason why all the Taoist priests go vegan. Understand? They don't eat meat because you don't have right to take life, to destroy life, to go against the universal principle. To take somebody eating into your mouth, yes, it is what? Go against the principle of the Tao. So when you go with the principle down, then you are many steps behind and disconnect from the people from sky. Got it? So we respect all things have life. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. All things life we respect. So that's what Taoism believe, because we believe all things has God protecting them. We are the things too. Understand? We as a human being, we are the what? Principle of Tao as well. Okay, so here we go. Therefore, we have all kind of God protect us. They are included regional God, like city God, right? City God. The city God oversee the people in this whole city, right? Regional earth God. Wow, mountain. You get to this mountain, there is a mountain God that watch over all things happen on this mountain. So you go to the mountain, shoot one deer. Hey, that's his what? Protecting. You know, he protecting his deer. So now you shoot that deer. You watch out, because on the way come down, you might flick your angle. Here we go. Right? So you understand it? So you don't destroy things. You don't waste for things. You don't take things takes life of the thing that has a life on it. Got it? Alright, that's what number 2 believe. Number 3, to try Daoism believe. That was very quick. You say, I only have 5 more minutes left. Here we go. The number 3 thing is say, all things, that all the 10,000 things that come with emotion or affection. All things has affection, has a Tao. We are the what? Human. We had the one we call the most intelligent things on earth. So we have a lot of affection, isn't it? So we have love. We know what's right, what's wrong, what's called virtue, what's not in virtue, and we're approaching each other, affecting what? If expressing our love and affection to each other. So we're human beings. Okay, human being, the affection can cultivating and what the perfectionness, right? When we cultivate the ultimate perfection of the human, what we become? Xian, immortal. Remember that? And so therefore, through the ancient time, all the perfection people that became what? Immortal. Became immortal. For example, Jesus Christ representing perfection. Okay, perfection. So he cultivating when he what? When he very young and he wake up and he stand up, he flies away. As well, right? So he's representing this ultimate power of human being. Eh? That is also what? Human being. In Taoism, I can talk 3,000 the ancient immortal that all came from the human being. Okay? And every one of you, all of your own mind, every one of you has possibility that someday, in hundreds of thousands years later, the people will say, she is a God, he is a God, because he represents the most perfection of mankind. You see what I mean? Like ancient people who were the hero of nation, who gave up their life to protecting innocent and the country, they became what? The God. Understand? The female is representing ultimate virtue of mankind as a female, and she become godless. So in Daoism, not only man God, woman God, animal God, so it's all things what? That representing affection. Even animal can become God. Right? All things that animal can cultivating for 1,000 years. See, for example, dragon. Dragon God in Chinese, the most magical in Daoism, magical creature. And that magical creature comes from a little snake. A snake can cultivating and become the biggest creature, the most mystical creature, right? Because representing the human virtue. There's a more story. I don't have time to explain to you how the snake become dragon. Got it? So yes, everything that has emotion, the best human emotion, the most perfected human affection, cultivating that which means virtue. Understand? When you cultivate virtue, you become God as well. So, therefore, the Daoism God system, the system of God is what? It's Allah. Don't say we don't believe. We believe in all God because we believe every human is a God. However, we do understand there is 2 types of God. One is descending God on this come to the earth on a mission, guiding the people who is lost, and guiding people and teach people a technique to cultivating their body, mind, and spirit, utilized together so they can what? Ascending, become Xian. Do you get it? They are not here say, right on my back. Understand? None immortal ever say, right on my back, I'll carry you away. That every immortal became immortal because they got the instruction from the people from the sky to cultivating their own personal ability to ascending in heaven, because couch potato cannot run marathon because I have to carry you to run marathon. No way. Understand that? Couch potato have to do what couch potato have to do and able to run to the end of the marathon. So God in Daoism is very, very close to every human being on earth. Okay? Daoism empower every single being, not only human being, all living things. Okay? Empower all beings to have the awakening their inner spirits, cultivating their own ability, ascending in heaven, become the Xian. Daoism teaching us to respect all things on the universe. All things has a form. All things has life. All things has emotion. Respect them. So teaching us to connect with the ultimate perfection. To cultivate in this ultimate perfection that we all, from 5,000 years, we all cultivating, cherish in our heart and our spirits. We believe that we can, we want to. Now we just hope that we have discipline to cultivating the ability to finish our marathon of our life. This journey is about discovering the ability become the immortal, so that we can one day we can become the Xian, the God too, so then we can come back and as a mission to teaching the people on earth, your children, your grandchildren, and the people all over the world to cultivate ability as well. You see what I mean? It's two ways. When you go out, you can come down too.
Oh, cool.
Is that cool? All right. Thank you so much for joining my lecture this morning.